Hey guys, this is Tony Guerrero, also known as DieHard in the Power Plant. Now, I know if you're watching this, you might have been seeing some of the bulletins that were posted about the power plant going cross-platform, things like that. And I want to take a few moments to explain that whole situation. Now, for since the beginning of the power plant, it's been on the Xbox 360, and I know when I first started playing the SmackDown vs. Raw series online, it was on the PS2. I started with the original SmackDown vs. Raw, then I went to '06, and in '07, that's when I became diehard, and people started, that's when I joined CAW, Computer Animated Wrestling, and that was the first league I was a part of. And what they did, Troy and Josh, they took, you know, like 30 guys that had enormous egos, including myself. They put us all together and they made it work. And that is, no matter what, that's one of the biggest things. But when the server for '07 shut down on the PS2, I had that vision to make the power plant on the 360. Well, originally I was going to get a PS3 instead of a 360, but at the time I was a little strapped for cash, so I think it was a Xbox 360 Pro with a 20 gig hard drive or whatever, which, I had that same Xbox up until February where I got the newer slim one. But recently, I've been thinking, there's been a lot of hiccups along the road for the power plant, as there is every other league, and I feel that since I enjoy entertaining people, that's why I do the power plant. I enjoy entertaining viewers. People want to see a halfway entertaining product, and I try to give them the most entertaining product I possibly can. And so I've always wanted to do the whole cross-platform thing, and now that I have a great paying job, which makes me work buku hours, but so now I have a PS3 and a 360, and I feel that it's only right to have the power plant go cross-platform, both platforms. There's no reason why the two communities can't work together for one thing, and that's just for an entertaining product. That's what the power plant is. And I see so many leagues, so many federations, so many e-feds, whatever you want to call them. There's so many of them out there. So many. And there's no reason why we all can't have unity. I mean, there's competitive leagues, competitive federations. There's sim leagues like AOW, and I love AOW. I originally was going to join AOW one of the times that I had closed down the power plant because I just didn't want to do the power plant anymore. But then I started missing making the videos to entertaining people, or missing entertaining people from my side of things. So then I knew I couldn't be an AOW and do the power plant at the same time. And so I was like, I'll just do the power plant. I'm sure that Nick and Leon and everybody else will understand, which, graciously they have. They have understood it. And that's great because the guys in AOW are extremely talented. They can sim a match, probably better than anybody can think of, and that's what makes AOW such a great e-fed. And with with the power plant, we are a competitive league. I will pull no punch on that. We are a competitive league with the spirit of good sportsmanship. And that is one thing that I've always pushed, among all the superstars. It's like make the match look good because it's not me that people in the power plant have to impress. It's the viewers. And when it comes down to it, when people make the correlation between, oh well, I've got 1,500 subscribers, so that means I'm the best or whatever. I don't care how many subscribers the power plant has. I don't care how many subscribers TXW has or FAM or even AOW. It's not about subscribers. It's just about going out and having fun and doing what you got to do best. And so, like I was saying, I feel that right now is the best time with 2012, right around the corner. Like, what is it, 8 weeks away or whatever? I feel that this is the perfect time for the power plant to finally get its evolution and go cross-platform like I had envisioned so long ago. And I feel that having it on both consoles, if something were to happen, let's say something happened on the 360 side, something catastrophic, okay? That means that I still have a PS3 roster to keep things going, which is a great thing because that means for the fans, for the people that view the show and like the show, that means they will continuously have that product. It'll always be coming. And that's a great, great thing because let's face it, when you come to YouTube to watch a video to be entertained. You know, whether it's you're looking up Lady Gaga or Kid Rock or whoever, you know, Saliva, it doesn't matter. You're coming here to be entertained. And when you come here to be entertained, that I want to send you away happy. Whether you're watching the video from your PS3 or from your laptop, desktop computer, your iPhone, whatever, it doesn't matter. But there is one other thing that I do want to make everybody aware of. Now I know when the power plant is running, people are used to seeing videos, every week. That is going to change. It's only going to change because I want the best quality possible from our product. I want to put out a quality product for the viewers. So the match cards are going to be bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks there'll be a new match card, but the video may take longer than that 2 weeks to get up. It may take a full month before you get the following episode. And I apologize in advance if that, frustrates you, but it's just something that has to be done because I want the best quality possible to go in. And there's so many hiccups along the way, in recording the matches for the week or whatever. For a while there, when the power plant first started out, we did it on a 1 day basis. Everything was so fluid. It was so quick, so fluid. I could have the videos up. But then when we switched it to where you could take all week to get your match done, people would procrastinate, put time off, things like that. It just got out of hand. And so I think with the bi-weekly thing, it'll give them a week to slack off, and then in that final week, if they don't get their match done or get done whatever they need to get done, that's all on them. So for the PS3 users, Xbox 360 users, if you are interested in being in the power plant, your best bet is to contact me on Xbox Live. My gamer tag is TheOneDieHard. It's the space one space and then diehard as one word. And then on the PlayStation Network, my PSN ID is TheOneDieHard without any spaces. So, make sure to head over to the website. I'll put the website down in the description box. Make sure to head there. Make sure to read the wellness policy. Understand the wellness policy. I cannot, hammer that in everybody's head. I've done it so many times, and it's just that's the most important thing. That will decide whether you are staying in the power plant or you're not going to be welcome in the power plant. If you can't follow the simple guidelines that are laid out for you, then you shouldn't be there. And that is the one thing that so many people, there was some great guys that we've had in the power plant over the course of our 2-year span. And when I think of the power plant, the very first name that always comes to my head besides myself is Bam Gamer. He was the one guy that could seriously go toe-to-toe with everybody. He could talk smack to somebody and psych them out, and he would win his matches that way. He was a major psych-out guy. And then we had some real long-running names, like David Siveright, Alan Siveright. David Siveright he was the first guy to join the power plant, the very first guy, and he stuck around till the end, But the thing is, with the power plant this time around, and I'm not saying this because I don't like the guys in Europe. Some of you guys are real cool, but right now the power plant's going to be United States only. And unless there's a certain exception, like we do have an exception on the 360. AC Arthurs he is from the UK. He will be in the power plant. He is the one exception that I'm making for somebody from the UK. So currently, if you're going to be in the power plant, you got to be living in the United States. You've got to be in our general time zone. Now, I live in Michigan, so I'm in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. If you live in California, that's okay, because you know what? You're only 3 hours behind me. So right now, it is 1:40 p.m. It is, 10:40 a.m. there. And that's okay. I'm okay with that, as long as you show up and you get your stuff done. Now, I'm going to go to a little bit more of a serious note here. I want to let people know what's been going on, within the power plant over the course of, since June. In June, I had some personal issues come up, and so I had to take some time off, And so, at the time, Zach Cimararo was going to run the power plant, while I was gone or whatever, which was fine. He did a fine job of running the show He did. But then when I come back, we were heading into SummerSlam, and it was this big build for Styles versus DieHard, which, that's 4 years in the making still. And Zach came to us and said, "I want to get a title shot because he technically never lost his championship." Okay, I can understand that. But when we push you into the main event, like I mean, we literally put Zach right into the main event, and then he walked. Now, I'm not mad at Zach because he's going to school. He's bettering himself. He's getting an education, getting a higher paying job or whatever when he's done with school. That's great. I would much rather somebody better themselves than to play a video game, a lot of the time. But when he was pushed like that and then he just splits, that kind of upsets me. And so it just when he walked, it was a quite a dampen. It was quite a damper for us. And then again, I started working at my new job, and I was working like 76, 78 hours a week. And so Styles took over the power plant for a little bit there. And the thing is a lot of the guys from the UK did not listen to Styles. They did not give Styles the respect that he deserved. Now, I put Styles in charge because he's got a very, very heavy foot. He will tell you how it is, and he'll tell you what you got to do. And people weren't listening to that. And namely, one of those people was Alan Siveright. Now, I'm not going to show you what he said because he knows what he said. I know what he said, and everybody else knows what he said, especially the people that were in the party with him when he said it. Now, do I have anything against Alan Siveright in general? No. But when it comes to insulting people that are trying to make the show work, I do have a problem with that. And that is one of the reasons why I'm not letting the UK guys back into the power plant is because of that. Now, Styles, he this was all thrown at him like a 90-mile-an-hour curveball. I mean, it literally. I called him up one day. I was like, "Dude, I got to work 12s the rest of the week, so I need you to take over the power plant until further notice." And I can understand that it's not that it got overwhelming, but the lack of dedication from the guys. Everybody wants the video to be up so fast, but if you want the video to get up fast, you got to get your stuff done, and that's the way it works. Well, a lot of the guys just were taking their time or whatever, and we've had some great guys. Like I mean, Craig Hazard and Craig Hazard, John Russell's great guys. They could work a great match. They really could. They kept the power plant going. Especially during my absence. But there's just certain things that Craig or that John Russell's would say that would just irritate other people. And I have nothing against Blaze. I really don't. The guy's he's cool as all hell, and it just happened in the worst way possible. Everything just kind of came crashing down over this past summer for me, and it was just a whole big change up and everything like that. But I just want to let everybody know that the power plant is not gone. It is definitely, definitely still here. And in 2012, you will not only see the power plant on the 360, but you will see it on the PS3 as well. But I'm currently, I'm taking guys if they are getting 2012, they want to join the power plant, and they're on the PS3. You are more than welcome to go to the power plant's website, fill out an application, and I will add you to the roster. And up until 2012, I'm gonna have Christopher Billings calling some matches, for the power plant. I'm still doing match cards, so we're gonna have some match cards going up. We're gonna have some videos coming up. There won't be as many going up until 2012, but there'll still be a good chunk of videos, and so you'll still be able to get your power plant fix if that's what you call it, and so we'll be mixing and matching both the PS3 and the Xbox 360 for a while there. But when 2012 comes out, if Create an Arena is online, then they will both have their own, you know, independent arena, which will be amazing. If we can use the Create an Arena online in 2012. But if we can't, that's okay. Then it'll be SmackDown will be the 360 side, and more than likely Raw will be the PS3 side, only because the power plant originated on SmackDown on the Xbox 360. That's the only reason. And just so you know, DieHard me, I will be on the 360. Some other name, my brother-in-law James Braden will be on the or on the PS3. He will be on the PS3 side, and so will Extreme and a couple other guys. But expect to see, some interesting storylines in amongst everything. I'm really hoping that everything just goes really great and it's nice and fluid. That would be amazingly awesome if everything just goes really fluid. And one other point that I would like to go on to talk about here. I know, what was it, about a month and a half ago, or maybe a month ago, Nick Virtue uploaded the video of the best wrestling league ever. And I know I posted on there saying how it is. And yes, I knew that Nick was trolling in the video. You could tell just by the title that it was a trolling video, as he said best wrestling league ever. And I'm not saying that TXW got super defensive or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But from a lot of the comments, there was a lot of anguish towards Nick, and there was really no need for the anguish because he said it at the end of the video. Like, you saw it right at the bottom of the video there that he was trolling. You saw it in the title of the video that it was a trolling video. And Nick has even said, it was just a work shoot. If anything, it kind of helped to put TXW over. It may have gotten TXW a few more viewers or, whatever. But I do agree with some of the points that Nick made. Alexander Monroe, he could wrestle a bag full of shit and make it look good. I firmly believe that. I really do. And but there's so many leagues, federations, e-feds. There's so many of them out there. And there's no reason why everybody can't just kind of correlate and work together to make our community as a whole better. I mean, when people think I played SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 online on the PS3 last night. This is the first time I played it online, okay? And it was just as bad as the 360 side. I go into a battle royal, I got jumped in a 3-on-1. And of course, I get accused of having a turbo just because I can kick out. I'm not mad about that, but I'm just saying let's break away from that stereotype of, oh, that's the typical player. I want the typical players to be the guys that go out of their way to have these amazing league matches, federation matches, whatever you want to call whatever league owners, federation owners, whatever they're calling their stuff. I want to see them have great things. And I'm hoping I can kind of bridge that barrier with the power plant between the two consoles. There's no need for a console war. If you have both an Xbox 360 and a PS3, they're almost equal. If anything, I'm not saying this because I'm not an Xbox fanboy, I'm not a PS3 fanboy. I have both of them. The Xbox definitely does offer some really nice features, especially on the SmackDown series. I mean, you have a brightness control on 2011, which you do not have on the PS3 in the game, and there's the game detail itself looks better on the 360. I'm not gonna lie, it looks better. You can still make it look really good on the PS3, but it still looks better on the 360. I'm just saying that just to get that out there. So the league, like the clan or the console war thing, is crazy. Because when I got really into playing 06 and 07 online, the clan war scene was the big thing. And you had guys like NWO AMB Benny Blanco, who was on the 360, but he was also on the PS2. You had Mary Jane. You had Pretty Boy. You had Whoop Ass, who was running UWF on the PS3. He was the Raw GM of KAW. Whoop Ass gave me my chance when I joined KAW because he brought me to Raw, and he put me in a hardcore title match, and evidently I didn't do too bad. And then we kind of worked a little mini kind of feud storyline thing where if I lost against the Deadly Alliance, I had to go to SmackDown, and I ended up losing, because I couldn't run a complete gauntlet. I made it a little bit, but I just couldn't make it all the way. And so I went over to SmackDown, won the $1 million title, and that's where Josh and Troy were really, things were going great. And then as soon as it would have seemed that everything was going great in KAW, the server shut down on 07. Things were just going so smooth, and all of a sudden, boom. But when people say, like, I did notice one of the comments on Nick's video from a TX, I don't know if it was from Shannon Silvera or whoever it was from, but it was a TXW guy. He said that TXW was like the original league or whatever. I'd have to say you were wrong. The original league, RG, the Ring Generals. They had their role played out, like they did the texted out role playing in on their message board website. But then Caw was the first league that recorded anything, thanks to myself and Whoop Ass. Whoop Ass recorded on Raw, and I recorded on SmackDown. That was the first league to ever record. After that, then I started seeing other leagues posting videos online that were run online as online leagues, not offline. Manipulate the match however you want, single player. I'm talking online. And on '07, it was Cutthroat, and that was on the PS2. Now, yes, TXW is doing very good for themselves. They have, a bunch of subscribers, and that's great. But there's so many other choices out there for people. It's just so many leagues. If they would just put that little bit of effort forward, they could have this great, great thing. And TXW still believes that they are the best thing ever. And I saw that on one of Nick's, I think it was on the same video, somebody had posted, "Well, check out PNW." Um, I'm not saying that PNW is not good. I'm not saying TXW isn't good. I'm just saying I don't view either of them just because. And it's not because they're competition or whatever. I try not to look at it from a competitive standpoint. I'm not trying to steal subscribers from anybody. I'm just going out there making my videos, the way that I make them. And fancy video editing, yes, that does, make videos look, a lot nicer. But I've watched a couple of the fam things. I watched Merck's match at Fam Anniversary, and I'm not saying that it was a bad match. I'm not saying it was a spectacular match. I mean, it was a good match, regardless. It was a good match. But I would like to, in the near future, get to have a match with Twisted Merc on the PS3 side, since now I have a way to play him. I know for a while there, I forgot who it was, but somebody had said to me that I was talking shit about Twisted Merc. Now, as far as I look at it like this, and I'm not saying this, don't take this the wrong way, Merc. Don't take this the wrong way, Rom. Don't take this the wrong way, anybody in fam. But who the hell is Twisted Merc? And I'm not saying that to insult you or anything. I don't know who you are. I really don't. I had, prior to the whole, when fam started really getting a whole bunch of views and stuff, and it was just a random click on one of your videos, to be honest. But prior to that, I never heard of Two Twisted Merc, ever. And when I think about it, like, when I think of old school players, I'll give you a short list here. I think of 925 Styles, who is Styles in the Styles in the Power Plant. I think of Whoop Ass, who was Whoop Ass on the PS2. I think of Leon, who was Leon Leader. I think of Brian, who was YNB Brian. I think of Pretty Boy. I even think of Jsta, and I didn't even like Jsta. I think of the one person that everybody said I looked like and I sounded like, and that was Unknown, which I found an old video. Like, it was only like 30 seconds of the match, but it was me versus Unknown on '07, and yes, our guys did look pretty similar, and I'd have to say we do kind of sound similar on the phone, but that's just a short list. And I think of like Troy and Josh, or Kiros and Styles with a Z. Those are the guys I think of when I think of the old school veterans, legends, whatever you want to call them. Do I consider myself a legend? I'm not saying I'm a legend, but I've been around the block for a long time. If anybody knows DieHard, like from the PS2 days, then they know VID Metalhead. That was my first name on '07. And when I think of VID, I think of the Blood God, because I can't stand that guy. The DieHard that people know on the 360 is not the DieHard that people knew on the PS2. If you follow my drift, I was a lot different on the PS2 than what it is on the 360, and I've tried to stay to the same playing style. Granted, I've always had to change. Everybody's got to change just because you got to adapt to the change. You got to change with the times. But I just want to let everybody know that, with that aside, the power plant is not gone, and hopefully it won't be leaving anytime soon. Hopefully we'll be around for many, many moons to come. And I just I just want to let everybody know that the videos they'll be a little bit more spaced out when they're getting uploaded and stuff, just because there's no time constraints on when those videos are going to be up. So I can't guarantee that the videos will be up in the same week that the match card gets finished. It might go up a few weeks after, or even a month after, maybe a little bit longer. It just depends on how much we want to put into that video. We try to keep the videos about an hour long for the weekly show, and then unlimited length for the pay-per-view show. So I just want to let everybody know that be ready for 2012, because that's when you will see the power plant on both the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. And I guess that's about it, folks. So comment, if you want, like, dislike. You can subscribe if you like. You can do whatever. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. But again, if you're interested in joining the power plant, again, my Xbox Live gamer tag is TheOneDieHard, and it's the space one space diehard. Then on the PlayStation Network, my PSN ID is TheOneDieHard without any spaces. And like I said, I will post the power plant's website down in the description box. Go there, read the wellness policy. Read up about the superstars that are currently re-added back to the roster. Uh, all right, so I guess I will see you guys, or I will see you YouTubers, very, very soon. All right, so you guys have a good one.